Have you ever wanted to know how to start your own car dealership? Or maybe just get your dealer's license so you can go into dealer auctions and buy cars wholesale from the new car dealers, like their trade-ins or bank repossessions, or just generally buy cars less expensive than the public has to pay? Well, my name is Craig and this is my brother Adam from
GT Speed.
And in this entire series, this channel, we have created to teach you, educate you in the entire process of what it takes to start your own car dealership. And we're doing it all for free. We're putting it all out there, step-by-step process, because Adam is learning as he goes, and I've already done it. So as we go, we're just gonna do it step-by-step along with you. We're gonna put out videos of updates. Every time we have a new update, we're gonna put it out there so you get to see what the entire process was. Now, I've been doing this for 15 years. You've been doing it alongside me here and there. It's kind of like a hobby. But on top of that, there's more to it. Adam, can you introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Hi, I'm Adam, Craig's brother. I'm gonna be his guinea pig for this video. And I like to work on classic Japanese vehicles most of all, but I'm looking to buy and sell cars and take my hobby and turn it into an actual career that can support my family and grow into something successful.
Now, when I started my car dealership, I didn't have a lot of money. So I always said, like, start small. You gotta walk before you crawl. Wait, strike that, reverse it. Yeah, you gotta crawl before you walk. And I didn't have a lot of money. So I started with a credit card advance. I took money out for my credit card and I bought my first few cars at 0% interest. Sold those cars, made some money, eventually paid off the credit card before it got to the actual interest rate. And at that point, I was up and running. I had a few cars here and there. Adam, you're already, like, you kind of already have the ball rolling, but you're not doing it with a license. So explain what it is that you do and have been doing currently. I know you said you restore old Japanese cars, but how do you find them? Where do you get them? What do you do to them? And then how do you sell them?
So I've been a long-time collector, hoarder, whatever you want to call it. And I've had a stockpile of 240SXs. I have a couple of Nissan Skylines, tons and tons of parts that I'm actually trying to sell off one by one. And build a good nest egg and investment for my business. So next up is this 1990 Nissan 240SX. Has a fully rebuilt engine. I did a full paint job on it, Lamborghini titanium. It's got a full aero kit, work wheels, powered by max suspension, and I'm gonna hopefully try to get 15 to 16 grand out of this car, which would be a great starting point for my business. And I actually have one or two more cars that I'd be looking to sell as well that I can roll over and turn into something even better.
There's a couple things that I had said was you have to crawl before you can walk. And Adam has already been doing this. So you buy a car, you fix it, you clean it, you register it yourself.
Right.
And then you sell it. So you'll title it in the meantime, you can drive it a little bit till it sells. But the problem is exactly what happened to me and why I had to get my own dealer's license. I was going on Facebook Marketplace. Back then it was Craigslist. I was trying to hunt down some deals. I'd buy them and I'd title them, register them, and then I'd sell them. You got to pay sales tax when you register it in most states. You have to pay your registration fees. You have to pay your title fees. You wait for the title to come in. There's a lot of delays and it gets expensive. The benefit of having your license, your dealer's license, is essentially your auction license. You get into your auction, you can buy cars, like I can buy cars where you can't buy cars right now. I have full access in all 50 states. I can go to Hawaii and I can just go into the auction with my card and I can show them my card, they let me in, I can buy cars, ship them home. It's unbelievable.
Not to mention, I'm limited to 5 cars per year. I can only buy and sell 5 cars per year as a private citizen. And you think that might sound like a lot, but it's not. I could burn through 5 cars pretty quickly. I have 5 cars that I want to sell right now, so I'll meet my quota pretty soon. So I don't want to have to, title them in my wife's name or my grandma's name or something like that. So I want to do it legit, get my dealer's license and dealer plates.
That's actually a perfect point, and it was on my mind, and I kept distracting myself as I was talking because I talk a lot. So when I was doing it, before my license, same way as you, I'd buy a couple cars throughout the year, I'd sell them, I'd make a profit. Well, eventually, I got a letter from the state saying, hey, you sold more than the allowed amount of vehicles to sell this year.
Cut off.
You're done. Or you got to get your license. So I was forced to get my license. So it actually pushed me in the right direction, which is where you are right now. So there are a lot of requirements which we're going to go through in this whole series, show you everything that it takes for us, not me, you, to get your license. I'm not affiliated with Adam's business. Adam has his own business. He has his own styles. You can see his GTR here, his 240 here, his 240 here. Now what you might see is that we're in a garage, right? you need a place of business. A lot of states will allow you to do things online. You can be an online seller. In the state of New Hampshire, where we're in, we need an acquired space. Adam is fortunate enough to have bought a garage that came with a house. I love when you say it that way. Explain where we are right now.
So this is my home garage. It's detached from my house. It was the main attraction of this house to me. I would drive past it every day and say, man, I wish I could have a garage like that. Well, that dream became reality, and I've been working out of this garage as a hobby for a few years now, but I'm looking to turn that into a real dream and an actual career. So I'm going to my local zoning board tonight to hopefully get changed from just a residence to have a special exception for a commercial property. And once I have the approval for a commercial property, I can apply with the state and get my dealer's license.
Now, there's a lot of hoops to jump through. I had to do this with my building. I have a commercial building that was originally a car dealership 100 years ago. There's pictures in the library of us selling Model Ts at my shop. But they had stopped selling cars long ago and started using it as a repair facility, so they lost like the grandfather. I had to go in front of the zoning board and the town selectmen to get reapproved. It's so much work, which is what Adam and I are doing today. I'm just following along. Let me show you what I mean. Now, Adam is fortunate enough to not live in, like, what would we say, like not in a neighborhood.
No, I live on a state highway actually. So there are already a few big businesses on my street. So I'm hopeful and optimistic that I should get approval tonight.
Now, on a main road like this, it makes it a little easier because like Adam just said, there are businesses already on this road. You can see the traffic driving by. You can see his kind of parking area for his cars. It's a semi-busy road that already has businesses established down the street, and then there's a line, and then the line is drawn like right before your house.
Oh yeah.
Let's go back inside to get more lighting, and then we'll head to the zoning board meeting. So what happens is Adam had to submit an application to the state first, or did you do it to the town first?
So on the state website, it says that one of the first steps is you have to get approval from your local government and then the state government. So I'm doing exactly that, working with the local town and getting approval, hopefully tonight, to turn this into a commercial property.
Nobody likes a used car dealer. That's the tough thing. That's what happened with me, is nobody wants a car dealership in their neighborhood or on their street. But if you approach it the right way, you're not having a used car dealership here. I mean, there's a couple cars here. Right. There's a couple cars in the front, and it's not like you're going to have for sale signs out on the road. No. We're not going to have people just... I say we. I mean you. It's your business. I'm sorry that I keep saying it that way. It's just because I'm used to talking to the camera. But you're not going to have cars for sale with for sale signs where people are just strolling in during business hours and knocking on your door. It's not like that. So he is doing it small and low key, calculated growth, which is exactly how you started this car and that car and this car. Yep. It was a hobby. And it eventually got to the point where it needs to be a business, which is exactly what happened to me. Now we're going to the zoning board now, and how I had mentioned I would recommend approaching is you're not starting a car dealership out of your yard, right? You're not. You're a family guy. I don't even want to talk for you. You explain your side.
I'm hoping to start a specialty garage that focuses on classic Japanese cars, service, and sales. And in order to make that a reality, I have to have permission to do the sales and have the dealer plate. And eventually, I would love to be able to import cars from Japan and have an import business.
Now, I can tell you, doing it from your home, right off the bat, nobody wants a used car lot next to their house. No, it doesn't matter who it is. Nobody's that cool to just say, oh yeah, open up a used car lot. That's awesome. It's not. Nobody wants that. So we're approaching it a little different because it's not a used car lot. And you don't want people to think, my neighbor has a used car dealership next door, a used car lot. It just sounds bad. So we present it differently, which is the truth. You want to get that idea in their mind out that it's not going to be a car dealership with the flags and the wacky waving inflatable flailing arm man. It's not that. There's a lot more to it. And we're not getting, again, I said we, and I apologize. You are not getting your car lot approval. You're getting approval to have a dealer's license.
Exactly.
Out of your home garage.
And I like what you said. No neighbor wants a car dealership next to their house. I actually went and met with every one of my neighbors around here and told them exactly what my plan is, and I've had overwhelming support. Every one of them said the exact same thing that says, you're a fantastic neighbor, this is USA, do whatever you want on your property.
Perfectly said. And the reason you did do that, number one, out of courtesy for your neighbors, but there is a requirement. They're going to get notified anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So if your neighbors get notified, because every abutting neighbor behind, the sides, and front, all of these neighbors are going to get notified by certified letter that I think you had to send, right?
Oh, yeah.
You had to send it to them, but it's a town certified letter that says your neighbor is applying for a dealer's license or a car dealership. They're going to read that and again think, oh my God, I don't want to use car lot next to my house. So by you going, you basically put out the fire before the fire even happened.
Oh, yeah.
And you got their approval. So tonight's zoning board meeting, you can say, I presented it to my neighbors. They're all on board. They're all okay with it. So you are ahead of the game on everything before
Yep.
it even happens, which is great. So now, without further ado, we're going to the zoning board. You have a full presentation.
Oh, yeah.
Are we gonna be late?
It's time. We got to
All right,
go.
let's go.
All right.
Now Adam has a full presentation planned. He has poster boards, he has photos, he has drawings, he has maps of his home and the garage. And there are certain requirements, there's square footage requirements for your garage in our state. Some states don't require any square footage. Some states require a specific amount of square footage. Our state, the state of New Hampshire, allows wholesale licenses, which means you can do it right out of your house. You can have a residential home and just have a wholesale license, meaning you can sell at auctions, you can buy from the public, sell at auctions, or you can buy at auctions and sell at auctions, buy from dealers, sell at auctions. Adam is going for a retail dealer's license, meaning he has full access to buy and sell from auction and sell to the public. All right, we got to get going. We're heading to the zoning board meeting. Now I'm going to say before we can get in there, zoning board, selectmen, all of them, they're filled with different types of people. And some just like to hear themselves talk. So they're there to have an opinion and express that opinion. And you really have to put your feelers out there. As a salesman even, you have to learn what each of them want and angle your pitch at that. You don't want to just go in there guns blazing and say, this is what I want, please give it to me. You want to understand what they want. What are they okay with? And now that's your angle. You look so fancy and formal.
I really appreciate the support tonight.
Yeah, sure.
Honestly.
It's not just for video content.
I know.
I would
I
have
know.
come anyway.
I know.
48.8.1 of the Town of Derry zoning ordinance to operate a small automobile service and sales facility out of the detached garage located on the property.
All over again. Congratulations. That was awesome.
Thank you
That's
for the support.
honestly, that is the biggest and most difficult part of this entire process. The rest is just following the guidelines. It is huge. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I could tell it was going well, but I wasn't counting my chickens.
Over 1 month later.
Fast forward about 1 month. I think it's been a month.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Since our zoning board meeting, your zoning board meeting.
Oh, yeah.
So you did the zoning board meeting, which if you haven't watched, watch that. It is incredibly, incredibly boring. It's almost an hour long. But it really shows you all the questions they asked were really helpful for everybody. And I think it appeals to just about anybody that is looking to start a dealership. You didn't get a variance. You got a special acceptance, right?
A special exception, yes. So now my property is zoned commercial. It's cold out.
Yeah.
My property is zoned commercial, so now I can run a commercial business out of there. But if I move or sell the property, it's no longer a commercial property.
Too bad.
So it's just for me. I'm special. That's it.
Special acceptance. So now Logan, now Adam has his signs. So GT Speed is the name of his business. In our state, there's a requirement of dimensions.
For the sign?
Yeah.
I think it was
10 inches.
10 inch for 10
10
inch letters. I have
10
two.
inch
I
letters.
have two. Yeah,
Yeah.
two requirements. One by the town, one by the state.
Our state has special requirements. Some towns have special requirements. So if a town says no, they actually supersede what the state says. Is that right?
For supersede. Yeah.
No, supersede what the state says. So GT Speed. Now, you would ask a question just a minute ago, what is Flying Wheels? Flying Wheels is an S Corp, so it can just say like Fly In Wheels Inc. You're an LLC. What's the difference? It's like they're both pass-throughs. Like I'm a 100% separate entity as an S Corp. It is completely unaffiliated. An LLC is a limited liability company, and it is like a pass-through company. So the money goes, like instead of shareholders, the money goes through your LLC to you for tax purposes. So it's like I have like one more step of protection, but I'm not an accountant. Now, the thing is you have to write what on everything?
LLC.
LLC. Now my business is Fly In Wheels Inc. So that is an S Corp. I would have to write Fly In Wheels Inc. unless I do a DBA, doing business as. So I am Fly In Wheels Inc. doing business as Flying Wheels. So all my signs can just say Flying Wheels, like $100 for every 5 years. So it's something to look into. I think you can do it as an LLC as well, so you don't have to run an LLC on everything, I think. So there's kind of loophole. So let's get back to the dealership. So there's just a couple more updates in the past month. So you got the approval from the zoning board. They gave like right away.
Yeah.
You got the approval right away. So once they did that, it went to the state, right?
So yeah, we got the unanimous approval from the zoning board, which was awesome. Very supportive, you know, very happy to live in the town I live in. And then I submitted the application to the state just last week, and I heard back right away, so I was very excited at the response time. So they said that they're now reaching out to my town to make sure everything is in order and that I can run a business off this property. And I'm confident that they'll say yes, because
Which has already been approved.
I already went through the zoning board hearing and everything like that, so it's good to go.
And you need some fingerprints.
What's that?
You need fingerprints, right? Did you do that already?
I did the criminal background check,
Criminal
but I didn't do
background
any fingerprints.
Oh, I did fingerprints for my banker's license.
Gotcha.
Criminal background check for your
Yeah.
license. Okay.
Squeaky clean, nothing on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, besides that, now I'm just going to have a state trooper come out to the house and look over my property to make sure everything's in order and in line, and I'm not doing anything fishy.
And they're pretty good. So they're strict, but if you just have conversation with them, like loosen them up, they're pretty good guys. They're regular people, and ask them questions. Oh, what do you think about this? Don't ask them too many questions, but like let them talk and then respond to what they're saying. Don't just come out and say like, hey, come take a look at this. What do you think? But like listen to what they say, and if they point at something, respond, reciprocate in conversation, ask, okay, why and what do you think I should do? That way they're giving you their opinion, kind of buttering them up a little bit too.
Yeah.
Because, oh, you're right. What do you recommend? And then they'll just tell you because they know.
After all, we are salesmen.
I know, right? All right, so I think that's it for now. We'll get on to the next step in the next video. If you guys want to see this process of starting your own car dealership like Adam is doing, follow this channel, and we'll also have some fun projects once the show gets going.
Totally.
So subscribe down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all later. Adios.